Hey, welcome in. Well, as with everything that the left does, Hollywood's obsession with identity has been taken to an absolutely absurd place. Now let's just go through this. Remember when Hank Azaria apologized to every single Indian person for voicing Apu? He said, quote, "I apologize for my part in creating that and in participating in that." He said, quote, "Part of me feels I need to go around to every single Indian person in this country and apologize." Well, I'm not sure that every single Indian person in the country would appreciate your apology or want it, or not just think that you're kind of weird and kind of pathetic. But Hank Azaria could see which way the winds were blowing in Hollywood and decided to prostrate himself and humiliate himself in the hopes that he'd be left with a career. Scarlett Johansson, she was going to play a transgender man in a movie. And I'm sure the producers were very excited about that because, well, she's a big name. And having a big name in your movie guarantees that it's going to get attention and people are going to see it. Not necessarily that it's going to be a financial success, but it sure as hell helps. Because investors know that, well, people like seeing Scarlett Johansson in movies. But it turns out there's a snag. Scarlett Johansson is not actually a trans man. So by Hollywood's new rules, she obviously can't play that part. She has to be exactly the same person as she's playing in the movie. I mean, it just makes sense, right? And if she were to play that part, obviously people on Twitter are going to get mad, like this random person. Why cast Scarlett, in all caps, by the way, all caps, why cast Scarlett Johansson as a trans man when you could just cast a trans man as a trans man? I have an answer for that, actually. Because Scarlett Johansson is a big name. And without a big name, the movie probably won't get made. Because why would anybody put money behind a movie that probably nobody's going to see? How about this one? It's almost like Hollywood doesn't care about giving trans actors the opportunity to portray trans people in movies. Unless Scarlett Johansson is coming out as a trans man. No, I think probably she was just intending on being an actress and acting, you know, pretending to be somebody in a movie. So I don't know. I think it's almost like Hollywood wants to make money. Or at least they used to want to make money. I'm not so sure these days. But then we have this atrocity. Dakota Johnson. She's facing backlash over her potential new Spider-Man movie role. And what is her crime? What is her grave crime? Her grave crime against wokeness? Well, in this Spider-Man movie, she's supposed to play a character called Madame Web. Who's blind? Is Dakota Johnson blind? No. Well, how could she possibly play a blind character? That doesn't even make sense. She's not blind. I mean, why not just hire the real Madame Web to play it? That makes more sense. Oh, wait a second. It's not a real person, though. Oh. So I'd guess you'd have to get somebody who's not in real life the character in the movie. So I guess pretend to be, I guess. As long as they're blind. How about this? Halle Berry apologizes after considering transgender character as next role. Vows to be an ally. Yeah, being an ally doesn't work. They still hate you. And it hit a new kind of craziness with this, as Zoe Saldana apologizes for Nina Simone role for not being black enough. So it's not enough to be black, you have to be more black. This just strikes me as just utterly insane. You notice in none of this either, they don't talk about their skills at actually portraying these characters. That's of zero interest. It's all identity. With the left now, and that includes Hollywood, it's identities, they don't care about anything else. They don't care about your skills or your talents or who you are as a person, anything. It's just identity. Well, as long as you're also left-wing. You also have to be left-wing. There's that. But anyway, that brings us to the absolute height of lunacy. Anyway, here's the headline. Disney promises different approach to live-action Snow White after criticism from Peter Dinklage over portrayal of 7 dwarfs. So there you have it. An actual dwarf can't play a dwarf in the movie. Yeah, I mean, somehow Peter Dinklage, I guess he made it big and he's decided to slam the door behind himself. He's decided that he doesn't like the characters from Snow White and made a fuss about it. Well, what did he say? Let's see. Dinklage, who has a form of dwarfism, called out Disney during Mark Maron's WTF podcast Monday for, quote, still making that effing backward story about 7 dwarves living together in a cave. Although they actually live in a cottage, if I remember correctly, but whatever. Though he said the company was progressive in one way for casting Rachel Zegler, a Latina actress, for the role of Snow White. Well, wait a second. I thought you had to be the character in the movie. This isn't making any sense. Because it's called as Snow White, right? Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot. All of this only goes one way. I'm sorry. So I guess Snow White is no longer white as snow, and the 7 dwarves are now offensive. So are they still going to call it Snow White and the 7 dwarves? Or maybe they should call it something else. Maybe they should call it, I don't know, Disney Woke Movie. Or, how about just go with Dear White People 2? That should satisfy everybody. Because Disney's promising a different approach. You know what that means. No more dwarves. And by the way, dwarf actors are pissed about this. Hornswoggle, I guess that's this gentleman here. He's got a great name, by the way. Calls out Peter Dinklage over the Snow White controversy. You're hurting the community. Actor and pro wrestler tells Tucker Carlson Dinklage is costing people jobs. So maybe it's just because there's not a dwarf called Wokey. I don't know. All I know is that none of this stuff makes any sense at all, and it appears to all be just the most utter bullshit. Maybe all the movie studios just need to go broke. Maybe they all just need to continue into woke irrelevance. And then out of the ashes, something new can form, something that actually cares about, I don't know, entertaining people. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. So on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.